Hi guys, welcome to Learn Electronics Repair. It's that time of the week again. It's Sunday. It's already June. These Sundays are coming around so fast. And of course it's Call of Duty time. And I know a lot of you guys look forward to this. This is your favourite time of the week. And I'm fairly sure for some of the other ones of you probably saying, oh no, not again. But that's how it is on Learn Electronics Repair. If you've been watching this week, we've done quite a bit of micro soldering. We've looked at schematics, repaired an amplifier, traced a bit of an obscure fault using schematics. So time for a little bit more relaxing fun with electronics, yeah, if you consider this to be fun. So what do we have here? Well, let's look at the other side. That's the first thing. All in the game, as they say. And we have a very rusty blanking plate. Probably win a competition for the rustiest blanking plate. Maybe a world record there, but I doubt it. More rust and corrosion around these connectors, unfortunately, on the graphics card. Parallel port for USB. So if you've been playing this game along recently, you are probably shouting what I'm kind of thinking, which is P4. But until we get inside it, who knows? So let's take the side off and let's have a look. What's in the box? What do we have this week? Hope it's something better than last week. I mean, last week was a bit of a disaster, really. I think I lost money on everything, basically. What's this? Oh. Well, as they say. It's an AGP machine. But I don't think it's an Intel machine at all, actually. Dual channel DDR. So it's dual channel. Oh, we've had this thing before, A-Type E1000. This is some sort of AMD machine, as I recall from the last time I saw one of these. Let's have a look. We have a hard drive in it. The motherboard looks interesting, so let's take this one apart and let's have a look what's in it. I have the motherboard out, and of course I was wrong because it says P4 Titan here, so this is a P4. It's probably quite a nice one, actually. I suspect this supports the fastest of the P4 processors, well, the 478 socket at least. A couple of SATA, some IDE. I have a feeling the last one I had of these wouldn't work. I could be wrong about that, but I think the last one I had of this type didn't work. It had some problem. I don't recall if I fixed it or not. I'm sure some of you guys do. The capacitor here is gone. I'll show you down there. This one, you can probably see better from that angle that it's convex, it's bulged, it's gone. And the same has happened with one of the capacitors here as well. The other looks okay. Yeah, 6.3 volts, that's on the low voltage rail. These are the ones that normally do go. None down that side. So we need to take the heatsink off, really, to change the capacitors. I'll take the CMOS battery off as well. Although it's probably flat. Electrically as well as physically. Okay. May as well take the RAM out while we're at this. So let's see what processor we have on this. How does this thing work? It's obviously a bit technical. Oh, not so technical. It worked really easily compared to normal P4 things, yeah. Well, so I said. Aha. It was easy, it was just me making it difficult. There's a processor. So it's got a sticker on it. There's nothing in the way of heatsink compound on it. Well, a little bit on here. Not particularly good, that. What speed's this one? Well, it's a 2 point something, so Nothing exciting, I'm afraid. Very hard to see, in fact, with the reflection from that direction. Let's have a look. Let's make it easier. Pentium 4, 2.4. Funny, I shine the light down the side and it goes darker. It's a 2.4. I'll replace the two capacitors since there aren't many of them. And then let's try it. I've replaced the capacitors. I have it powered up. Oh, something's going pop. What the hell? I don't have the 12 volts attached. I didn't test that for shorts actually, but something's going pop. What is that? I have another bad capacitor here. Oh, wow, I tell you what. That bad capacitor is hot. That's what's going pop. Whoa. Let's change it, yeah, so. Where is it? That one. It'll be cooling down a bit now, but that was really hot. If we put it where you can see it. You can see it. Quicker than getting the thermal camera out. No, yeah. That was hot enough to burn my finger. So that's what was going pop. Interesting. Well, we better change that. And then we better test for shorts on the 12 volts. But as you notice, I didn't actually have the 12 volts attached by mistake. Let's see. What do we have? Ground. 12 volts. Well, there's no shorts on it. Well, that side's ground anyway. This side. Okay, there's no shorts on it. I mean, I actually, you probably can't see, but it hurt, okay? It hurt. I better change that one. In fact, let's take it out. We'll change it, but let's also test it as well to see how it looks like on the capacitance and ESR meter. This was with standby on, by the way. I only had standby on as well and no 12 volts. So, obviously that's on the 5 volt rail. I'm just looking around this now and there's another one there as well. Oh, and there's one down there. There's a few bad ones. I hadn't spotted them. I didn't look properly. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, no, that's okay. It's here. 5. So we have 5 bad ones. Let's change them. But this one that was going to pop, I really want to have like. The other ones are not warm at all. That was still a bit warm. Okay. This would be easier with a bit of fresh solder bits out. Okay, so this is the one that was making the noise. 6.3 volt 1000. That must be on the 5 volt rail because we only had standby, unless we also have a 3.3 volt rail maybe on standby. Okay. Well, let's see. 2000 microfarad range. Well, it actually reads high, double. Ah! This will read extremely low ESR as well. Okay, look. I've heard about these capacitors that fail like this. I've seen one before, but it's the first time I've known one to stop getting pop. So I'm expecting this to read extremely low. Yeah, okay, it's low. For a 1000, I mean, it's not extremely, it's definitely low. Okay, it reads pretty low on the ESR. So what happens with some capacitors when they fail? The capacitance goes up maybe to double what it should be, and the ESR can read very low. And you might think, hey, that's a super capacitor, so to speak, because it reads like twice its capacity. The SL is very low, but the leakage current is also very high, and that's why I think it's doing this. We can see if we can measure that with an ohm meter. So we have the ohm meter. We're on ohms. Let's see. Negative, positive. Well, it's obviously has some charge in, so let's just discharge it, okay? That's probably from the capacitance meter. Should we discharge? Let's go again. Minus, positive. And you can see the resistance is climbing up, as you'd expect with a capacitor. And now it's dropping down again, 30 kilo ohms. Yeah, I'm not touching it with my finger, look. Just discharge it again. Okay. Let's go again. It's reading in the hundreds of K now, but the resistance is actually dropping. Yeah. And it shouldn't. The resistance on a capacitor shouldn't drop. It should charge up and effectively go open circuit. I'm not sure why it read much higher that second time, but it was definitely dropping in value. And at one point it was dropping in value at like 3 kilo ohms. So with a decent amount of voltage across it, I think it's breaking down, and that's why it started going pop. Next thing to do then is to remove all the rest of the bulge capacitors on this, and then we'll try it again. I've replaced all those capacitors. I've just connected my multimeter to the 5-volt standby. This is a known good power supply, but it seemed a little bit strange that was making popping noises. Although what I said about high capacitance, high leakage would explain that, but let's just be sure nothing as silly has happened with the power supply. So we'll switch on and we should see the 5 volts. And we have 5 volt standby. Is anything popping and cracking anymore? Well, I don't hear anything. And that's not hot. Okay. Let's connect a switch then. On off switch, speaker. Attached, we can have a look at the analyzer to see what it does. Okay, nice and clear there. Right, let's try this. So there's no RAM, so it should, if anything, bleep. Let's see. Start. Oh, did you hear it? Something else went pop. Oh, another capacitor's exploded there. Right, it looks like all these capacitors, the ones on the 5 volt, are bad, including the ones that are not bulged. They're all the same value. They're all 1000, 6.3. Obviously, some of them are on rails that only come on when the full power is there, such as that one. Hope you saw it. It wasn't zoomed in, but who knows. So I think I'm going to have to replace more of these capacitors. I'll change that one and we can try again, but I'm a bit suspicious now of all of them, to be quite honest. I've replaced the latest exploding capacitor, which was that one there. I haven't replaced the others because I think it's more fun not to, basically, yeah. But I have got the thermal camera. You can see the heat, that glowing, that's actually the one I've just replaced, so that is still warm. About 35, 36 degrees. But I'm not going to bother wait till that cools down. Let's just put the power back on. So we put it on to standby again. And let's see if anything starts to light up. Well, the one I changed is still warm, but not hot. Okay. Obviously with the reflective tops of the capacitors, they kind of light up somewhat anyway. That's normal. Oh, we have something a bit warm down here. What's that? If you can see it because of the reflection, I'll have to sort this out so it's on the computer screen. Something warm here, but this is not a capacitor, this is just a transistor. And it's not that hot. I mean, it's only 35 degrees or somewhere. That's down by the start switch. That one's still a little bit warm where I changed it, but it's not hot. So let's try start the board again, yeah? And let's see. Can you see me? So let's try start this again. And let's see if we have any more fireworks, okay? So power on. Well, it's on but didn't start. Ooh, something getting warm down here. Are those capacitors getting a bit hot? 40 odd degrees, 50. I think we got another one. That one there. The board doesn't start, by the way. I'm going to switch this off now. Yeah, so that one's a bit warm. Something down here? No, that's a coil. That's not particularly hot. 30 degrees. We can put it back on again, we can have a look. Yeah, it's an inductor coil. That one's getting rather hot. Chip getting warm, you expect that. So without exploding any more capacitors, I think we can say we should change these two. We might as well change all three of these actually. These things are really glowing bright. They're actually not very hot. 33 degrees, that sort of thing. So yeah, at least it stops us blowing anything else up or shows us what might blow up next. I've changed those three as well. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this upside down and measure the voltage on this voltage rail. I can't see how it can possibly be too much, but hey, weird things happen sometimes, yeah. I've also been careful to get the polarity right of these capacitors, but we can prove it. So continuity mode, we can see which end is ground on the capacitor. Okay, there's one here that I've just changed, so that end is ground. Okay, so we want to measure on here. Right, let's switch this on. So at the moment it's in standby. I don't think there'll be any voltage on this rail at the moment. Volts range. Okay, let's have a look. No, nothing there. Now let's start it. It's making bleeping noises now. And we have 1.4 volts. So having changed those capacitors, not only is nothing exploding anymore, but it's making noises. Let's put the analyzer card on. Okay, you can see it. Right. This was stuck on 0 before, as you noticed. What's it do? Well, that's interesting because it's on 0 and it's not bleeping now. Why did this bleep when it was upside down? Take that out, because that wasn't in before, okay? Well, that's fun. So putting the analyzer card in stops it from bleeping. Okay. Try another slot. Oh, it's working in that slot. Maybe this slot just not good. Try again. Doesn't like it in that slot. That's an interesting thing, guys. Remember that one. I wonder if that's caught me out before. I remember that. Analyzer in this slot doesn't start. Stops the board from starting. By the looks of it. This slot. No RAM, I guess. Let's have a look. That's interesting. I mean, like, that's really interesting. It's possible I've had some motherboards that just will not start because that's it. Okay. We'll try them both. Okay. On. Start. No, graphics card. This is the one that came with it, Club 3D, CGA 956TD. Sorry, CGA 956TVD. I think this is one of these Radeon 9500s. Let's have a look. Yeah, CGA 956TVD, Radeon 9550. Let's put it in. Let's attach the capture card and let's see if it gives us a picture. Okay. It says there's no graphics card, but then continues. I'll try a known good graphics card. I've noticed the fan isn't spinning on this one. This is my almost identical known good one, slightly different model. Club 3D. See if this works. Well, it stopped. That was a good sign or a bad sign. It stopped. But we don't have a picture. Huh. Now it's got it. Just wasn't quite in right. Yeah, and we do have a picture. So it's seeing both strips of RAM. That's fine. We can try and boot the hard drive and see if we can get into an operating system with this one. Okay, let's see. Yeah, picture. Hit enter or something, F1. We're going to try and boot. Windows XP. Okay, it's found something. Probably the mouse asking for things. Is the mouse working? Not at the moment. Oh, it says it's found a new hardware graphics card. Okay. Can I find my way around this with the keyboard? Probably just switching resolution right now. Yep, there we go. So I'll probably find the mouse if I just give it a little while. There we go. Oh, in fact, we are in. This photo was obviously set up for a 4:3 ratio screen, not 16:9. I did know, by the way, in the UK, I don't know about elsewhere, but the obesity crisis started at the same time as widescreen TV. Do you think that was something to do with it? Because it was showing the old programs on widescreen and everybody looked fat. And maybe people thought that was normal. That's my theory anyway. Discuss. But for now, we'll switch this off. So guys, that was a lot of fun, yeah? I mean, exploding capacitors, what's better than that? First time we've seen that on the motherboard. I rather liked it, so maybe we'll get that again sometime. Obviously, with this, I would recommend replacing all the remaining capacitors of that type. There are a few more around here still on the board, but they're not going pop, so who knows? Personally, yeah, change them. Let's see if this one's actually worth any money. Well, I see one for sale here, £60 plus some postage. One for parts only, 35 but no bids. One that somebody wants £268 for. Another one here, 94. That's a Dash G. Mine isn't a Dash G. That one is probably the same as mine. So that's another Dash G in actual fact. So that's the only one that's the same as mine. I don't know what difference the Dash G actually really makes. Let's have a look in these sold listings. So we go to advanced, sold, search. Well, one sold for 60. That's like the one that's for sale, but sold on 18th of March. It says it's sold at least. Another one here, the Dash G, 63.90. A Dash L, 38. Another one for 31. So the price is all over the place. Yeah, I mean, from like £9. Another one sold for 135. That's the MK. I guess that is different. If anything, it has less slots on than mine. That's the best I can say with it. So price is kind of like everywhere. I would hazard a guess 40. Oh, that had 22 postage, by the way, I just noticed. But there again, most of them had postage as well. That's postage to here, most likely. So, yeah, 40, 50, something like that. Seems like reasonable to buy it now. And we got at least €10 worth of fun out of it. Okay, let's look at something else. Here's another one, guys. Probably not as exciting as that last one with the exploding capacitors, but we have it here. So this says, I can see on top of it, probably from here, Super Optiplex. Yeah, Super Optiplex, but it's not a Dell machine. It says one way on it, one-way services. Sorry, one-way devices. So that's what it is. It also says at the bottom, Core i3. So this is a more recent machine. This kind of falls into the area of what I consider to be useful machines. So again, €15 like the other ones. I decided to take this one. And we can have a look inside. So you can see the fan is removed. I actually did this at the car boot sale. The side was missing off this. I've occasionally bought an i-nothing at the car boot, so I wanted to make sure there's actually a processor in here. And there is, and I can see that it is an i3. So when we get the motherboard out, you'll be able to see a bit better. H61M motherboard. Has a little parallel port actually, yeah, PCIe parallel port. I have a use for this, so I'm setting up or finalising setting up the recording studio for the electronics channel, which I'm launching in conjunction with Detlef and Carlos this month. We have a PC already suitable for the video recording and live streaming. We just want another one, so on live stream we can sort of monitor chat, because we're hoping some people are going to be watching and chatting with us. It's a live Q&A session where we do live stream. Of course, we will do other videos as well, but we need a machine. So I'm hoping this will do the job, actually. I also have a small case. I think this will fit into. It's ideal. So let's take this thing apart. It's the hard drive. It's only what is it, 80 gigabyte? Yeah, 80 gigabyte SATA. But I hope the motherboard's working, or I can get it working, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. Here's the motherboard. You can see it's an i3 3240. This is fine for internet use, which is basically what it's going to do. Nice small motherboard, ASRock. Hopefully this is working, but I guess there's only one way to find out. Ohms range. Look for shorts. That side's possibly the ground anyway. Yeah, and there's a resistance on that side, so that's fine. This will be ground anyway. So we don't have a short, so yeah, let's try it. It's ready to go. I've put the fan back on with a bit of heatsink compound. There doesn't appear to be any connector here for a speaker, which is a bit of a nuisance because I can't hear what it's doing. So I've put one stick of RAM back in. That's one that came with it. It's a 4 gig strip. I can put 2 strips in here. I can run 8 or 16, which will also be ideal. If it works, I've got an i5 3450 I can put in that came off another car boot machine. Be a little bit faster with that one in, and certainly suit what we want to do with it. Okay, let's see if it works though. The important thing, does it actually work? I'll connect the monitor because really I don't see any other way to know if it's coming on or not. If it doesn't come on, it does have an LPC connector, so I can connect my PCIe LPC post analyzer. Maybe that will tell us something, but let's see. Power on. Oh, and it's working. Okay, so that is working. So that's a very easy one. I definitely have a use for this. Okay. So I'll show you what I'm going to do with it, and then we can look at something else. I've just plugged in the hard drive that was with this, the 80 gig out of interest. It has Windows XP on it. Thought it might have had something a bit later than that, but there we go with the password on. So definitely this motherboard is working. Handy Andy gave me this a few weeks ago, a month or so maybe. It's a, well, you can see Aspire XC115 with an E26110 processor, Radeon graphics. And this is the thing itself. I haven't looked at this to see if this processor is as fast as the i5 3450, which is going to go on this board, but I have noticed that this board will fit very nicely into the case. Okay, and I expect the power supply is probably quite powerful enough to run it as well. Yeah, it's a 220 watt power supply, but for the motherboard and processor, that's plenty. I'm going to put an SSD on this. I have some used SSDs. So with 8 or 16 gig of RAM, this will make a nice little machine really for what we want to use it for, which will be a mixture of looking at the live chat, as I said, possibly put Adobe on and just use it with a pen tablet if we want to draw stuff while we're explaining things, which we might want to do, look at schematics and such like. And I think it'll be fine. There's no USB 3 on, but if I wanted to, I could put a little low profile USB 3, and you never know, I may well come across a low profile graphics card as well, which is faster than the onboard. Yeah, I think that'll do the job nicely. So shows €15 and that was free. The SSDs are salvaged ones, so that's pretty good value for money if you ask me. Let's look at something a bit more retro. This you can see is a Dell Optiplex. It's a beige one. I honestly can't recall if I've ever seen a beige Dell Optiplex before. OX1. It has badges on the front. It says Intel inside, Dell, and it says Windows 98. So that tells us something about it. I wonder what's inside here. I'd have thought probably a Pentium 3, but maybe not. Have you guys seen one of these before? Typical 2 USB, PS2, LAN, sound. Looks like it's a bit of an unusual motherboard, not a standard ATX motherboard, which probably limits the value of it anyway, unless somebody's interested in these machines complete. And it's a P2. What's a P2 that is? No, I tell a lie. It is a P3, but it's like the slot 1 type. Okay, you can see it there. Ooh, with a nice big heatsink on it. Doesn't seem to be any RAM. The RAM's down there, the slots, and there's no RAM in this. It has a hard drive. Quite a smallish one, maybe 4 or 8 gigs, something like that. Optical drive, floppy drive. How do we get to the RAM? I'm guessing we need to move this power supply, which seems to be held on with 1 bolt. Let me have a go. Well, actually, it's very easy. Push the button and flick it over. We can see it does have RAM. There's a strip of RAM in here. I think we'll try this as a complete machine and let's see what it does. I'll just check what processor speed we have. Looks like a 500. Yeah, 500 meg. 512 cache, 100 meg front side buzz, 2 volt. Okay, let's give this thing a go. You can see the light bulb up there. That's my current limiter. I've just set it to limit. I don't want anything nasty to happen when I plug this unknown quantity power supply in. Switch off. Plug in. Let's see what the bulb does. Flash ones and go out with a bit of luck. Yeah, it did. And then the machine tried to start, which is why it came back on again. So the machine's trying to start. That's good. I've switched the limiter off. Shall we throw caution to the wind and just stick a monitor on it and see what happens? There we have the monitor. Right, what are you going to do? Maybe I have to press some button. No, that one. Monitor's on, blue light. Look at that, guys. Straight out of the car boot sale, working. Keyboard failure. Yeah, I haven't put the keyboard in. Let me shut this down, get a keyboard and mouse, and let's see if it will boot into the operating system. Okay, let's try. Noisy fan a little bit. I assume this fits over there to blow down onto the CPU. That'll do for now. Hard drive making strange sounds. Please run setup. F1. Or F2 for setup. Okay. Oh, okay, so Windows NT Server version 4. For Windows. Not Windows. Windows 95, guys. Okay, can we get in, or has it got a password? It's just that I can't access the network, fine. Oh, and we're back to here, so we're not going to get in, but I've just spotted something else quite nice about this machine. We'll just switch it off. Look. There. 5 PCI, 2 ISA slots. Nice. Very nice. This is like a retro gaming Windows 95 or 98 probably machine. Ready to go, basically. 500 meg, Pentium 3, slot 1. hard drive works. The original hard drive, sure, you can just format it and put your own on whatever operating system. Probably 95. But that is nice. I like that, guys. I would like this machine, actually. But let's see what it's worth and if it's something I should sell. Or does nobody really want these old Dell machines? What do you think? Well, there's a tower one. Not the desktop one. There is brand new, so it says, the motherboard with the riser. Okay, that's just a motherboard by the looks of it. A faulty one. Another tower doesn't look to be in such good condition as the one I have. And one there. That's a Pentium 2 400. Mine's faster. Pentium 3 500. Okay. Let's see if any of these have sold. Well, yeah, and one actually sold. Pentium 2. Read description, collection only. Okay. It looks like somebody's put these in auction and somebody got a really good deal here. Read description. What's it saying about it? There's another one there with a keyboard. I think I might have the keyboard for this, actually. Another one sold for 200. One like mine sold for 175. Okay. And that's a Pentium 2. Again, slower than one that I have. Tell you what, guys. Those prices were in pounds. Yeah. Anybody interested in this in good, clean, original condition? You've seen it. Working, untouched. I've not done anything to it. It was just working. Anybody wants to offer me 120 euros for that and pay the postage, it's yours. I guess the postage might be 40 or 50 euros to EU, UK. I'd have to check that. If the postage is more than that, I'm sure we can come to some sort of agreement. So it keeps the total cost down, yeah? In other words, everything is negotiable, guys. So, nice DOS, Windows 95, Windows 98 gaming machine, I think. I'm thinking somebody would like to own that one. Let me know. And we'll look at one more. Oh, and if it doesn't add any more to the postage, that keyboard's included. That's why I put it on top of it. If somebody's on holiday in the Canary Islands and you've got some spare weight in your suitcase, you could also take it with you. That's in the front of it. I haven't checked these drives, guys. You know they've not been tested. You've seen what the machine was doing. I don't even have the ability to test this one, so that is as it is. Let's look at one more. So this, on the front, says it's a P4. I don't know if this is AGP or if it is PCIe. I don't know if it's a socket 478 or a 775 P4. Honestly, could be either. Interesting case, like these metal things. They're actually plastic metal things, by the way. They look like metal, but they're plastic. 2 Plextor DVD. Yeah, DVD-ROM and DVD writer, Plextor. This was really a premium brand at the end of the 90s, early 2000s. Very sought after, especially the SCSI ones. Whether they still are, and whether these are SCSI, I don't know. The SCSI ones were CD writers, actually, thinking about it. 4 USB, parallel port, some sort of video thing or audio thing. Oh, this has like the optical audio one. So I'm thinking this is probably a socket 775 and probably not very interesting. And it's an AGP machine with a real big graphics card in for an AGP one. Yeah, look at that. That's a bit impressive. What is that? I don't suppose it's what I've been looking for, but yeah. It has a wireless adapter in there. I'm gonna dismantle this one. I'm interested in the stuff more than anything else. Let's see what we've got. So this is an Intel motherboard, D865PERL, Pearl. This is the second one of these I found in the last month probably. Looks to be in very nice condition, this one, no corrosion or rust or such like on it. With a bit of luck, this will be working. It has 2 strips of RAM on, 2 512 meg, so 1 gig in total. Capacitors all look nice. Probably ready to go. I have a Plextor PX708A IDE. Interesting to see if these are collectible. I also have a Plextor PX116A. Again, likewise, are they collectible? I'm not sure that would be collectible, but hey, you never know actually. People with old PCI machines might actually want that. We can have a look. I doubt it, but we can have a look. Hard drive, 120 gig, quite a big one for a machine of this age actually. And this is quite large for an AGP card. What is it? 8937 version 100. NVIDIA. Okay, it's an NVIDIA card. I was kind of hoping this was going to be a Radeon card, the one I've never found yet, which is a HD 4000, 4500, whatever. Those ones, which I believe were the fastest ever AGP. I've never found one in over 4 years of going to the car boot, probably 5 years now. But who knows, one day. So this is some sort of NVIDIA graphics card. Creative Labs. Interestingly, doesn't actually say what it is. So I guess we're going to have to go. I will tell you what it is. It's dusty. Okay. We're going to have to go with this number. 8937 version 100. Let's see what that actually is. Well, apparently it's an MSI card. I should have probably known that from the numbering system rather than creative. Or at least not creative technology. It has CT on the number. It's a G4 Ti 4200. Okay. Yeah, G4 Ti 4200. I have one of these cards. Not the same card, but I have one of these. I think there's a 4600, which is worth more. We can have a look now. $4,200, 27. And then this one sold for 106. Can somebody explain that? They look to be basically very similar cards, if not the same card. Those both sold like extremely recently. Another one sold for 43. Another one sold for 121. So price absolutely all over the place with them. Go figure that one out. Shame it wasn't the 4600 because they really are worth some money. As you can see, okay, that's the difference between the 42 and the 46. But then one's over 47, so you figure it out yourself. Those are sold prices. One sold for 801. Must be something special about that. While we're here, then we may as well look at this motherboard. Yeah, last time I looked at these, they were selling for good money, and they're still selling for good money. These are sold 2nd of June. That was yesterday. One back in May, okay? And they're selling for good money. So it looks like I definitely have a very nice retro machine here. Question is, does it work? Oh, and then there's the Plextor drives as well. Yes, I don't know about these. I don't know if they're working, but let's have a look. PX116A. One sold for €1.20, so not worth anything by the looks of it. That was in an auction. And the other one, PX708A. Well, one of those sold for £85 and another one sold for £48, so another one bought a box for 63, so those definitely do have some value. I need to test them, and if they're both working, I will probably just put them as a job lot, the two together. But that makes it an even nicer retro machine. Now let's see if the thing's working. Okay, I think we're ready to go. I've plugged the 40i 4200 in, I've connected the capture card, so let's get that onto the screen. Okay, it's a bit big, but it will do. I could resize it, but it's the weekend. Okay, power on. Power off. I need to connect the... I'll show you what I haven't done. I haven't connected the power to the graphics card here. Okay. I noticed the machine started by itself. Quite probably the CMOS battery is dead. Okay, let's go again. Graphics card fan spinning now. Stopped. Nothing happening. Okay, let's go back to basics. So, no RAM. They feel a bit stiff. Okay. Hard even to get out. Okay, they're out. No RAM. Speaker is on board. Okay. We'll have the post analyzer. Stick it in this one and hope it doesn't stop the machine from running. Now we know about that. Okay, we're ready again. What's it do now? Power on. It bleeps. This is saying 0, by the way, but it's bleeping. Let me put this in another slot like I did with that other motherboard. Stick it in there. Let's go again. Oh yeah, you see. Doesn't like that first slot again on this one, but it isn't stopping the machine from booting. Okay, let's clean the RAM slots. Usual thing, a bit of isopropyl alcohol. Let's try now. Well, it's not bleeping. It has stopped again. Oh, it's going again. Thinking about something. Not seen a BIOS do this before. It's a bit unusual. It hasn't bleeped for the graphics card yet. Is it in some sort of loop now? Yeah, it's in some sort of loop. Let's put the graphics card in. See what that does. Oh, put the power on, forgot again. Okay. Now. Well, the fan isn't spinning now, I've noticed that much. I'll try my known good graphics card first. I'm not sure I had the other graphics card inserted properly, actually. Seems to be in that loop again. Let me try it with just one stick of RAM. I'll reseat the other one as well. Okay. Seems happier with that. Yeah, we got a picture out of it, okay? So it is working. Let's try the other strip of RAM in the same position. Okay, it doesn't seem to like this strip of RAM basically. Look, it's doing the same. Yeah, doesn't like that strip of RAM. So I'm back with the first strip of RAM. Yeah, it's booting. Okay, Intel. Let's try the graphics card that came with it now. Okay. The fan's not running on this. I'm sure it ran the first time. It appears to be inserted correctly. Try another connector. Fan's running now. Looks like I've got a dodgy connector on my power supply. No, it stopped again. Yeah, this doesn't seem to work. It's a shame. Go again. A stops. That's usually quite typical of a graphics card problem. But with my known good card, yeah, it's good. Yeah. I'm interested to see if this will boot from the hard drive that came with it, which is a SATA 120 gig. Let's see. Drive's made a sound. F4 to run setup. Okay, I'll just save the default settings. We'll just load the optimal defaults. Okay, I'll do a save and see what it does. There we go, Windows XP. And it's restarted. I mean, maybe the hard drive is corrupted or faulty. I'm not too really worried about what's on there. Oh no, in fact, it looks like it is going to load up. Yeah, there we go, it's actually installing. Okay guys, so we have a good motherboard there. We basically know what it is worth. Shame about this graphics card, it's quite a nice one. If it was a 4600, I would be seriously looking to see if I can get the thing to work. But if I have some time, let's have a look at it on another video. Let's just check the power rails, the obvious stuff, and see if we can see anything wrong with it. Yeah. Give it a clean, you never know. But I think that's enough excitement for 1 week, guys. What do you think? Comments below. I enjoy this anyway. Some nice, interesting hardware. And I look forward to seeing you all again soon on another Learn Electronics Repaired video. Ciao for now, guys.